Welcome to the Chamber Corner. My name is Bill Woodard, and I'm with the Smith County Chamber of Commerce, and we're glad you've chosen to join us today. We've got a wonderful program for you. Got several things planned. We're at Living a Dream, and this Janie's going to be interviewing Miss McGee here just in a moment, and she's going to tell you all about the place here, and we got a lot of things to do. I was going to kind of do a rundown so you'll know what to expect. We're also going to be talking about the Smith County Fair. We got a representative from the Bloodmobile that's going to tell you what happened this past Monday. We have some Smith County Beautification Awards that Janie is going to tell us about, and then we're going to list some of the upcoming events at the end of the show so that you'll know what's going to be happening in the future. One of the things I'd like to mention this past weekend, if you got to attend the Granville celebrations that they're having over there. They had the Tennessee State Museum did the War of 1812 exhibit, and I think that ended Saturday. And then they also have the Genealogy Festival that goes on from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then, of course, they had their 4th of July fireworks on that weekend. Now, here in Smith County, we had fireworks on the 4th of July at the Ag Center, and it was a benefit for Emmanuel House, and they're a wonderful group here, and they do a wonderful work. And if you don't know about them, you need to learn about them. The reason I mention those is because next year at this same time, those things will be going on. And so if you would, try to attend those and support these things, because you know what? It's good for our county, it's good for everything that's around here, and it's also good for those people. So now I'm going to turn it over to Janie, and she's going to tell you about Living a Dream.
Hi, I'm Janie Pettigo, the co-host with Billy Woodard for the Chamber Corner, and I am interviewing today a very special guest, Miss Linda McGee, here at Living a Dream. And Linda, I've got to ask you this. Where did you come up with the name Living a Dream?
Well, it was kind of a fluke. My daughter-in-law was out shopping one day, and she saw this plaque, and it said, "Living a Dream." And I thought, well, this is what I've always wanted to do, is live my dream and have a flower shop or a gift shop that, you know, anybody, no matter what their income is, it would be some place that they could go and buy things. And I think I have a wide selection of everything. I have one-of-a-kind things. I think if anybody came in, they could just find anything they wanted. We do free gift wrap. We specialize in monogramming. We do free monogramming if you purchase it here. I'm doing for a girl for her wedding. She wanted a certain phrase monogrammed on ribbon to put underneath her wedding gown. This is her something blue. And it's eventually, when I get it done, it's going to say, "And they lived happily ever after." So I'll tack that underneath her wedding gown, and she's going to have pictures made, and this is her something blue. So you can get just about anything at Living a Dream. I love decorating. I can come to your home and help you, you know, with any ideas that you need, anything like that, as well as, you know, supplying you with what you need to do it with here in the shop.
Well, in addition to monogramming, I'm looking around the room, and I wish our viewers could see this shop because it's beautiful. You decorate lovely. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I see a whole array of jewelry back here behind us. You've got a lot of decorator things, and they're one of a kind. Would you share a little bit about that with our audience?
Well, I like doing unique things that if you walked into someone's home, you wouldn't see that in somebody else's home. I like doing one-of-a-kind, different, and that's been one of the things that my customers have commented on, is that they like the variety that I have. My prices are good. They can afford to shop, and it's just been really great to see, you know, how they've welcomed me to Carthage, and lots of customers from all the surrounding counties. And I just try to help them if they come in. I had a girl come in the other day, and she was looking for duct tape roses, and she'd been looking everywhere for them. And she came in and she says, "Do you have duct tape roses?" And I said, "No, but I can make you some."
Okay, did you know how to do duct tape roses before this lady asked you this question?
No, I hadn't made any. I had seen them on the internet, but God blessed me with a talent, and if I see something, I can make it. So I told her that I would do it for her, and I did.
We've talked about a lot of handmade things, but you also have, I noticed, maybe some antiques, some reproductions. Like I said, a whole line of jewelry that I see back here. I see decorator items for the home, and you do decorate lovely. Tell us a little bit about what a person might expect to find if they came to Living a Dream.
You can find most anything. We do gift baskets, and I have them already made up with different things in them. If you like, we can take a basket and make up your own, so we can put in it what you like. If you know a particular thing that someone likes, just different things like that. I do put all of the stuff on Facebook, so they can follow us on Facebook, and if they can't come in, they can see it there. Just try to keep a wide variety, a little something for everyone. But we've got scarves and jewelry. I've got a lot of baby items. I do the sympathy pieces for the vases and the saddles for the funerals. We do live flowers also.
Do you deliver?
Yes, I deliver inside the city limits free, and then a small fee outside the city limits. I do weddings, go and set it up and things like that. Well,
you definitely have a talent for decorating. You have some lovely, both artificial arrangements, and I saw some flowers, some fresh flowers that you had arranged. And you do a lot of things, but when you come into the store, folks, you just need to take plenty of time when you get here because there's so much to see. You just need to take the time to look around in every room. You're surely to find something you like. I got this watch here. I got a few antique pieces here. I encourage you to come, but let's tell them where you're located and what are your hours and the days you're open.
I'm located at 203 Upper Ferry Road. My hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 2, and we're closed on on Sunday and Wednesdays.
Okay, and you want to give them your phone number in case they have a question or want to call you or something?
It's 615-934-2370.
All right. Well, Miss Linda, thank you for having us into your lovely shop today. We're just thrilled, but you really have to come see it to appreciate what she has to offer here. And again, you're open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? And if you need to call, again, the number is
615-934-2370.
Well, thank you for joining us outside here behind Living a Dream. And today we're excited to have Hollis back with us, Hollis Mullinex back with us, who shares a spot on the fair board with Billy and I, and he wants to recap a little about what he talked about last month about our upcoming Smith County Fair that starts July 29th and goes through August the 3rd. And Hollis, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be in charge of and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, my first event will be Senior Day. It'll be on Wednesday, July the 31st. And I've got a bunch of sponsors that's sponsoring my events. And I've got a meal that's paid for by DTC Communications, Smith County Government, and senior citizens of Smith County. They pay for the meal and the ticket to get in. And also, I've got sponsors sponsored my games, Smith County Citizens Bank of Lafayette, Mayor Jimmy Wheeler, South Carthage Safeway, Sanderson's Funeral Home, Citizens Bank, Dan Oliver Logging, and Horse Show, Tom Arnold Construction, Sonic of Carthage, Tanglewood Market in Delhi, Prime Time Shine, DTC Communications, Pizza Hut, Hardee's, Brenda's Restaurant, and McDonald's of Carthage.
Wow, now wow, those are wonderful sponsors. We want to thank you for doing that. What's the other thing you're going to be in charge of? Oh, and by the way, how old do you have to be to come to Senior Day?
60.
Doggone it, I missed it again. Okay, tell us a little bit about Senior Day.
How old are you?
I'm not going to tell. He wants to know how old I am.
6 years been old. She's just like 6 years been able to go. On Friday night, I've got horseshoes, and I'm not going to call off, when means we're lacking short of time, I'm not going to call off all the sponsors. Same sponsors for the, sponsored my senior stuff, it's sponsoring horseshoes. That's Friday night, August the 2nd. It starts at registration at 5:30 and pitching begins at 6:30.
Well, now, do you have any age range in the horseshoe pitching, or how does that set up?
No, if we have women or kids under 16, we have a short line, but they have to pitch against the good pitchers.
So it's the winner it's whoever wins it all. They're the champ.
No, I pay 3 places.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And on Saturday we got cornhole tournament. Starts registration at 1 o'clock. Pitching begins at 2. And the entry is $20 per team. We draw for partners. Also, we draw for partners on the horseshoes too. And the same sponsors is on the cornhole and horseshoes and senior day all together.
And I know that's a
Okay.
real busy event because you have a lot of people that get involved in that, right?
And cornhole's a big deal now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
All right, well, we're excited about that. Right now, though, we're going to switch gears, and we're going to talk to our Fair Board chairman, and we're going to let him swap out with Hollis and let him come up here. Oh, if you got something else, okay.
I'm in charge of security too. So don't you get around and cause no trouble.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're back, and Mr. Anthony Apple is with us. We're glad you came to be with us, and I don't know, congratulations, by the way. If you'll notice, we've been sitting between 2 trophies here. And Anthony, I'd like you to tell us about the trophies, and then we can go on about the rest of the fair. But I'm really proud of what you guys have accomplished here. Tell them about it.
Well, this right here, this one is our 2011. We was the Class A state champion fair. For our size fairs, they've got 3 different classes, and ours is one of the smallest fairs, but we was the best in the state. And over here, 2012, out of the previous 3 years, they take the Class A state fairs, and they kind of pick the best out of those, and we won that as well. So Smith County has an award-winning fair going on, and we plan on to continue to draw on that success and keep riding it up.
Well, I know it's going to be bigger and better this year. I know, Jenny, you had some questions and stuff, but Anthony, you just kind of take the mic there. Janie, what do we want to talk about first?
Gosh, we've got some great new events for this year. We add stuff every year, don't we, Anthony? And what are some of the events, and I think he's going to let you use his mic there. What are some of the new events that we're offering this year? Would you share with our listening audience?
Yeah, that'd be great. We have a songwriters competition that's going on this year. The community bank stage on the outside, they've done a wonderful job of putting together a continuous throughout the week of good talent and everything, and they decided to try something new with a songwriters competition. So all the songwriters out there, please come out to the fair and participate in that. Get your songs heard out there, and I think that'll be a very big event going on that week or that Monday night. Also, we have a TT style 4-wheeler race that will
Okay.
be going on in the arena on that will be Friday night. I've been told the ATV Association has put together a great event there. I'm excited to see it, and hope that will be a big draw for us.
I think it will, because we've got a lot of four-wheeler enthusiasts in our county. There is a new cook-off I heard that's coming up for this year that we've never had before.
We tried it the first year that we had the fair, and it just didn't click like we wanted it to. Maybe we didn't have it advertised properly, but this year I think we've got some people that are very passionate about that involved in it, and they are really excited about it. The Saturday at 9 o'clock, they're going to start the backyard cook-off, and Timberloft Restaurant has sponsored the prize money for that. So we're excited about that event and hope to have a good turnout for that.
Now, if someone wanted to be involved in this, who would they need to contact?
Anytime any of our registration uniforms and that sort of thing is in our fair programs. They are out. They come out in the paper on the end of June, and they are at our local businesses now. If you having trouble finding out who to get in contact with, this right here is the best way to do it. Also, we have a website, www.smithcountyfairtn.net, that should be updated here in the next week or so, and with all the important stuff that's going on.
Anthony, I might add too, if you want to go to the Chamber website, we've got a link to this, and you're also listed under the events with some pictures, and then it'll also take you to the website as well.
And the Chamber of Commerce, the local banks, the Extension Service, we all have the fair programs. Just stop by and pick one up if you need one. Something we did last year that has grown in popularity, and that is kayaking and canoeing. There's an event on Saturday of the August 2nd. Tell them a little bit about that, Anthony.
That'll be on the 3rd, August the 3rd.
August the 3rd. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. August 3rd.
We have Brent Pascal and Jamie Summers started this off, and it's been a huge success. The first year we had it, we was just amazed at how the turnout was, and it's gotten bigger and better each year. So this year we will have the 10-mile kayak race, and then also we will have a float in for like the families who just want to come and float down the river, and that gains their entryway to the fair. When they pay their way to participate into that, they get into the fair that way, so they can float down to the fairgrounds and then get in and enjoy the fair. So.
And you know, the Cumberland River is absolutely gorgeous. The Caney Fork, I'm telling you, if you have never kayaked, you need to go rent a kayak, buy a kayak. You need to do it because we have some of the most beautiful waters here for kayaking, and it's a part of our fair this year.
And we're the only fair that's located on a river, and that's why we are the fair on the river.
Yeah, that is our permanent theme, the fair on the river. And I'm telling you, I had a couple that had moved here from California, and they shared with me, they said what made their visit to our fair the first year so unique was the setting down in a little valley surrounded by a mountain. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Right. And we have the river down below. We have some wonderful exhibits. If you don't mind, I'd like to share a little bit about our family and consumer science exhibits. Last year we had almost 900 exhibits brought in family and consumer sciences. That includes your quilting, your needlecraft, your sewing, your cooking, crafts, fine arts, all those type things. And I want to encourage you, this does not have to be something that you've made in the past year, except for canning. Now that has to have been made since last year's fair. So you could have made it actually last August, and that would be okay. But I want to encourage you to enter your items because we're entering everything but cooking on Saturday before the fair starts, Saturday, July the 27th, at the Ag Center from 8 until noon. Now on Monday, we take in our cooking from 8 until noon. Same goes for 4-H, and on Monday for agriculture as well. So you'll want to bring in your farm items that you've grown, your tomatoes, your pumpkins, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we'd like to thank you for all the help that you do, that you put into the fair. You put a whole lot of time, and your volunteers that are with you, wonderful job. It can't be done without y'all.
Well, thank you so much.
That.
That's what we're all about.
That's right, that's right. And also, I want to thank everybody that participated in sponsoring and bought an ad for our program that we put out. Those businesses that are in this program is what helps us kick off the fair for this year. We can't put it together because we won't have the operating capital to do that without these businesses. So.
One thing I'd like to add too, the proceeds from the fair go back into the fairgrounds and to help better that. And that's another thing that these guys do that I think is very commendable, and it also helps us here in Smith County, and it's just a wonderful thing the way things are invested back in. So I want to thank you guys for the job that you do. Fair Board and all these guys that are involved in it, they do a wonderful job.
Now,
and
Billy,
especially Anthony for being in charge of it.
That is true, and for Citizens Bank for letting him take time to do it as well. Billy, you're in charge of commercial exhibits at the fair.
Right. If you are a business in Smith County or actually anywhere and you want to come in and you want to exhibit at the fair, all you have to do is get in touch with Laura Piper down at the community bank here in Carthage, and she will give you a form, and we can email that to you or whatever we need to do, and we can get you set up to where you can exhibit in the fair. We've got usually 2 tents, and then we have some other exhibit areas that we have, and I hesitate to tell you the price of them now, but it's very inexpensive for the coverage that you get doing this. So if you want to exhibit your business or your group or anything that's going on, come to the fair, get into commercial exhibits, and we'll set you up.
Now, the fair this year, you want to give us a little rundown on the prices?
Monday through Friday is $4 and Saturday is $5. Under age 6 gets in free, and then the season passes are $17, and that includes the 7-day. Actually, before the fair, we have that Saturday, we have the mule show and the chicken show on the Saturday before the fair, and that we consider that a part of our fair. So that season pass will get you into all those days. The armband prices, Monday night, $15 for the armband rides, or the prices for the rides of the armbands. Tuesday, $16, Wednesday's $14, and then Thursday through Saturday is $18. So there's something each night for someone to come and see at the fair. The whole family can enjoy it. If you may not like one thing, but I guarantee you each night that you come, you will find something that you like. I heard somebody today say that they like to come to the fair just for the food. So, and there'll be good food there.
Well, I was going to say, we have some delicious food, and the vendors, many of them come back from year to year. Not all of them are from Smith County, but many are, and I'm telling you, it is wonderful food. It's not necessarily the greasy type of fair food that we think of, although there is some of that, but there's so many different varieties. I would like to also remind you that we have a new program, don't we, Anthony? It's a computerized program.
You probably know more a little bit about that than I do, but actually it's a program where you actually can register, and it keeps up with your winnings and makes it easier about cutting checks out. But it's a little more high tech than what I'm used to, but y'all did a good job in picking out a good system and everything.
Another thing, you guys give away money, don't you, to people that are, tell us about that. How do we win some money?
Monday night, somebody will walk away $500 richer at the fair.
Wow.
And then each night after that, we will have a $200 drawing that if you don't win, it will carry over, so from night to night. But the first night of the fair, somebody's going to win $500.
And you have to be...
Not us, right?
But no. Fair members are excluded from participating.
And you have to be present to win, correct?
Have to be present to win, yes.
Good.
And that will be each night. I think the time is around 9.
I think
Cash giveaway 9:15. 9:15 is the cash giveaway each night of the fair, and $500 Monday night. So we expect a big turnout for that.
If you would like to enter something, if you have children that would like to enter items in the fair, in the 4-H and youth exhibits, then you will need to call our office if your child has not registered. Also, that goes for anyone that wants to enter farm items like I said, the produce items in the agricultural exhibits and in the family and consumer science exhibits. We just got our computers updated today, so we are ready to start registering folks to enter items in the fair. When you register, now if you've already registered, by the way, in the past, you do not have to re-register. Just bring your list of barcodes, and if you used them all last year, call the extension office at 735-2900. We will actually print you off another set of barcodes, or we can register you over the phone, and when you come to enter your items on Saturday or Monday, you can pick up your list of barcodes there. Don't put these on your items, but you will need them now because it is computerized, as Anthony said. And all items need to be picked up on Sunday after the fair, which is August the 4th, correct? And from 1 to 3, that's when you pick up your checks. And you wouldn't believe how many people don't pick up their items on Sunday. I guess they forget, but they also don't pick up their checks, Anthony.
Yeah, it's important to come out and pick your checks up. We've actually got checks still outstanding, so.
and more importantly, cash those checks.
Okay, well, I guess Anthony, anything else about the fair do we need to know?
Other than thank y'all and thank DTC for letting us come out and promote the fair.
And be sure and come out and visit the Smith County Fair. Please support your local fair. We can do more. The more of you come out and visit, and next year we can do even more with your help for this year.
Well, we're still here at Living a Dream, and we got Mr. Digger Poindexter to come down, and he's going to talk to us about something that's very important. And what it is, Mr. Poindexter, he is a member of the Carthage Rotary Club, and they have a function that they do that I think is very good for the community, and it also reaches out further than just this community, and it's the blood drive that they had this past Monday. And if you didn't get a chance to go by and donate, we wish you would think about that. Mr. Poindexter, well, actually, you go by Digger,
yes,
right?
Sir. That's
okay.
Right.
Well, Digger, tell me this. This is a monthly thing that you do?
That's bi-monthly, every 2 months.
Every 2 months, okay.
Every 2 months. You can give 6 times a year.
Okay, so and that reason for that is because you can only give 6 times
That's
a year, right?
Yes, sir. Every 56 days, I think, what it calls for.
Okay, and so about when does that fall during the month? Is it different dates?
No, it's always about the second Monday.
Second Monday.
First starts in January, then every 2 months after that.
Okay, now there are other blood drives in the county, but this one is always where at the chamber, right?
At the chamber building, it's been going on for years and years. Actually, I'm working on 18-gallon myself.
My goodness.
And but we was at First Baptist Church for a long time.
Right.
And then when the chamber got built, it was offered to us, which it made a great location, central location. So we started going to the chamber with a new kitchen, facilities, and it's a great place to be. It's goes right off the bypass here.
Right, so it makes it convenient for people to get in and out.
Very, very convenient.
And the Red Cross, they work with you real well
they
and
work
get
real
people in
well.
and out of there?
They work real well. The Rotary Club, that's one of our functions we've been doing for several years, and we have volunteers out of the club that we set up and register people to come in. And then we get food donated. A lot of the drives for years, you just had your typical peanut butter and crackers and brownies, and so we get chicken and pizza and home cooked goods to give the people that donate blood. So that was kind of our idea a few years ago, to give a little more incentive for them to come out.
Well, now, I'm not going to tell you who makes them, but a few times I've donated blood down there, and there have been some really good cakes down there, especially the German chocolate.
Yeah, but we have merchants around like Kentucky Fried Chicken donates chicken into Pizza Hut and Pizza Hut, and then generally I donate the cakes, and and then. But it's a good thing because it gives them more selection of food to eat.
Yeah, well, and like I say, you get a lot of support from the businesses in the community.
A lot of support from businesses and radio station, and it's always support us in the newspaper for sure. Always support us also. It's in the paper, it's always in the paper.
The blood drive, of course, it's like he says, the second Monday in every month, and if you get a chance, come down and they'll check you out, and they won't let you donate unless you are feeling good enough and you're in the shape to do it.
Yeah, well, you have to go through, they check your blood pressure and your iron content. All that is done prior to giving. And because I always ask you if you're feeling well, and they ask you that during the donation. And if you feel a little woozy, sometimes people do, not often, but they'll get you something to drink and lay you down, and so they take care of you.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to find out how you are doing, because they definitely check you out a little bit.
That's right, and I've always thought that that's one of the things that anybody can do, unless they have a medical condition, that anybody can do to help their community, help their fellow man, is donate blood, because it don't cost anything. It don't cost you one thing to go get blood. It's a little bit of your time. So we've always really supported that and thought it's a real good thing to do.
And actually, contrary to what some folks might believe, it's actually a healthy thing to do as well.
I've always understood that, yes, sir.
Well, now, there is one other thing that you're involved in. I know this is not the time of year for it, but you do gifts for the foster children, and you work in that program as well.
Well, not only foster children, but needy kids. I call it needy kids. And but this is something we do every year. And then I started doing this several years ago. Rotary Club chipped in and started helping with it, and got a lot of good volunteers from Rotary Club. But even though we don't advertise, so we rent out our tents and portalets, and all that money goes into a local bank. And then people donate cans to us, aluminum cans, and we sell them here local, and every bit of the money goes into account. And then at Christmas time, we've been putting up a Christmas tree, angel tree, been putting it up, people put their names on it, and they can apply through our office where I work at Poindexter Realty. But this is something we do, and we've been helping about 130 kids the last few years at Christmas.
Boy, that's wonderful, and I know they appreciate it. I've been around for a little bit of that, and I tell you what, it's something to see them. I want to thank you for coming by.
Appreciate you having me.
And just one thing, if you didn't get to donate blood on the 8th, well, then it's going to roll around again here in about 2 months. So if you would, think about that, and that's something that you can do to give to people, and it'll help them. And also, if you want to help with the foster kids, just give us a call. Call Mr. or Digger. Started calling him Mr. Poindexter. Call Digger up at his office, or you can call down to the chamber, and we can give you the information on it. We're here at Living a Dream, and we had something we wanted to talk to you about, and Janie is here with me, and we're going to tell you about Keep Smith County Beautiful. It's an organization that's very important. They do something that needs to be done around here, and I'm going to let Janie just kind of tell us what's going on with.
Well, thank you, Billy, for giving me this opportunity. Actually, it was the Chamber of Commerce that got me involved in this program in the first place. This was originally a part of the 3-Star program through the Chambers of Commerce, and I got involved in one of the projects that we often do is cleanup projects. And I want to share with you today, because in a few minutes I'm going to ask for your help. But I want to share with you one of our first big projects that was a major success for us, and that was one of our cleanups. And if you'll look at the poster here, we have a before picture and an after picture. Now, many people don't even know where this particular place is. It's right in front of the KFC Taco Bell. It's part of I guess you would say the DOT land, and so nobody really claimed it to clean it up. And we went over there 3 times, did cleanup sessions, and trash was just piled into this grown-up area right in front of the KFC Taco Bell. Right now, Billy, this new Subway is located right out there at Gordonsville beside where this was. The owners saw what we were doing. They got excited about it. They started having it cleaned up and mowed, and then the Keep Smith County Beautiful group got our money together. We purchased some really pretty plants that we planted, some crepe myrtles, bright red, really pretty, and now that place is just gorgeous. And it's no longer an eyesore for the people that are coming off the interstate to visit Smith County. It makes them see it in a positive light rather than a negative light.
Well, I have a story to tell you about that. I went to KFC Taco Bell to get dinner some time ago, and I sat in the parking lot because I was waiting for someone, and I saw a raccoon come up, and he climbed in that trash can, and the next thing I know, his stuff starts flying out of it. So, you know what?
It might not be all our fault. It might be the...
We residents need to make sure we don't throw things on the highway and on the road. We really need to do that. But we also need to be careful about letting the animals get into the stuff, too.
That's true. Maybe a different cover on the trash cans.
Right.
One of the programs that we have that I'm very excited about is a new thing we started a few years ago. It's called the Smith County Beautification Awards. These awards are given to a family or a business or because we have both a residential and commercial category in this contest. These are turned in each May, and we like a before and after shot, and I'd just like to share with you some of the things that have been done by some local folks, and then I want to tell you about the winners of this year's contest. But first of all, we had this before shot. This was over in Carthage. This is a before shot of a cute little house, but it was in desperate need of some work. This is the after shot. They even added a pool in the back, and of course this was one of our winners that year. The next shot shows a home in the winter, and as you can see, it's pretty barren. There's an open garage, no flowers planted, just a very barren. And then you can see the after shot here, and they've added the shutters and they've landscaped. filled in the garage, added color. And I just think this is this is the home of Desi Gage out on Jefferson. And then our leadership group of 2009, one of our projects was to do some welcoming of our visitors into the county. And so what we did, Billy, and I'm very proud of this, I'll have to say, the area right there in front of McDonald's where you get off the interstate, particularly the one that's really pretty is if you get off in the westbound ramp getting off at the Carthage-Gordonsville exit, used to be barren as you see here. There was nothing there. We had a beautiful sign built to welcome people into Smith County. You know, we often get confused with Smithville. And so we wanted people to know that this was Smith County, not Smithville. And I mean, we love for people to visit Smithville too, but we want them to spend their money right here in Smith County. And so we had this beautiful thing built here. It's just gorgeous. It was handcrafted. The stones were handcrafted. The sign was handcrafted as well. So this is a part of our projects. This year's winner, though, for 2013, for our commercial category, was Powell and Meadows Insurance. Oh, yeah. And I don't have all their before and after photos. We'll show those a little bit later. And for our residential, it was Miss Dorothy Dillman. And it's amazing what a little power washing and a little flower planting and a little building a deck, it's amazing what it can do to property. But you know what's so good about doing the before and after shots and recognizing people, Bill?
What is that?
Well, it encourages other people to clean up, to fix up, and to make our county more beautiful. Because when people come to this county and they see all these beautiful residents and how lovely everything is and how clean everything is, they'll say, you know, that might be a good place to retire. You know, let's move here. This is a great town. Look how beautiful it is. These people really love their town. And that's one of the reasons why we have the Keep Smith County Beautiful program. But we need your help. We need you to be a part of us. It's not all about picking up trash, although we do that several times a year. You've helped us with that, haven't you?
Early on I did. I haven't been lately, but I will.
You've got your own mic, so I don't need to share mine. But, but anyway, but we do need your help. We also want you to enter your property in some of our contests. Again, we start reminding folks in the newspaper around February, March, so that you can take before pictures, and then they're due in May, right after most people start planting and mulching and that kind of thing, so it really does make a difference. One couple, Ben and Janice Lynch, had a home that was literally probably 30, 40 years old. They moved it off the property, built a whole new house. They were one of our winners. And so we can do a complete remake if we want to. That's fine. You can clean out a fence row. You can clean out a ditch row. You can spruce up a field, whatever you want to do. But we want you to be a part of us. If you'd like to join the Keep Smith County Beautiful group, you can call my office at 735-2900 at the Extension office, or you can call Bill at...
You can call me at 735-2093 at the chamber, and we'll be happy to set you up and get you in touch with Janie or whatever we need to do.
Yes, we meet about quarterly at the Chamber of Commerce. And so, like I said, I work for UT Extension. If you'd like to ask me any questions about being on the committee, it's not a lot of work. We don't meet very often, but when we do, we get a lot accomplished, and we want you to be a part of that.
Well, thank you, Janie. And she mentioned something that I think is also very important. You said it was a leadership group that did this project here at the interstate. That's a wonderful program. The Chamber, we work with them on that. Actually, the leadership group this past week, we went on the agricultural tour. If you are out there and you'd like to learn about Smith County and you want to have some fun doing it and then be able to contribute back, join Leadership. That's a very good program, and it's one that's been going on now for, I think, 8, 9.
I think longer than that,
yeah,
maybe.
Longer than that, because I know my class was 2006, so it's been going on for quite some time, and it's a good program. It's something that really helps around here, along with Keep Smith County Beautiful. These programs really help all of us.
And anybody, whether they're retired, working, single, married, it doesn't matter. Anybody can be a part of this, and I'm telling you, I had so much fun, learned things about Smith County never knew. and just wonderful experiences. You really need to get involved in the leadership program.
Talking about never knew, that brings another thing to mind. We started compiling a list down at the chamber of things to do in Smith County. We started out with 1 page. I'm up to 5 pages now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put together a little brochure and let people know what there is to do in Smith County, because there is a lot of things to do around here. We just sometimes have a tendency to drive past them and not realize what they are.
You know what? We had one of the best events last Friday, and if you missed it, oh my gosh, you'll have next year that you'll get to try it. We had our chocolate extravaganza last Friday, Billy. You know about it, don't you?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. Why don't you tell our listening audience, tell them what you did.
Well, our esteemed host here, she gave instructions in the last chamber taping about how you should fill your container, you know. And so I followed her instructions to the letter, and I got my container and I paid for it, and I went over to my office and I set it down. Well, a couple of hours later, my wife comes in and she has our little granddaughter with us, and they'd went over and they'd gotten a couple of containers because my little granddaughter just absolutely loves chocolate, just like the rest of us. And I showed her my container, and she made me go and give them another donation.
So we got an extra $5 now. So thank you, Billy, for that.
You're very welcome.
You know,
Glad to do it.
The chocolate extravaganza is really all about making money for the Relay for Life. They didn't quite reach their goal this year, Billy. They were about $10,000 short on the Relay for Life, which took place the very end of May. And as we know, it's part of the Cancer Society's way of raising money. And so our FCE groups, Family and Community Education groups, used to be Home Demonstration Club members, made all this wonderful, it's a whole room full of homemade chocolate items.
It was absolutely wonderful.
And it was delicious, oh my gosh. And I ended up giving part of mine away because I was going to get sick on it, you know. But anyway, we sold some containers, a 6x6 container for $5. And I just want to report that we made, as a matter of fact, we had another donation this morning, $1,015 so far
that is
on
wonderful.
our chocolate extravaganza. And we are so tickled. We're going to do it again next year to raise money for the Relay for Life. And I just want to take a moment to thank all of you who came out to support this event. I think we sold 156 boxes of chocolate. And you got to pick out your own, so you could get all of one thing if you wanted to. But anyway, we just had a wonderful crowd there. But I really want to thank most of all the ladies and gentlemen, because we do have some gentlemen in our Family and Community Education clubs throughout all Smith County that donated so much wonderful homemade food, chocolate items, and you're just wonderful, and I want to thank all of you who are listening, who are in the FCE clubs in Smith County. You're just awesome, and without you, we could not have done it. And it was wonderful, wasn't it?
Oh, it truly was. I know I took it home, and I enjoyed it very much, shared it with my friends. It's a wonderful thing.
It is, and you know what? We sold out at 12:20. It was from 10 until 1. We were completely sold out at 12:20. So we're going to bring more chocolate next year.
Oh, well, that'll be a good idea. Oh, and the one thing I thought was interesting is the ladies from Murfreesboro that drove by saw the sign at the chamber there and came in, and they, what was 4 of them they bought. And so we've got folks passing through the county, and they're finding out that maybe Smith County is a good place to get chocolate and other things.
And you also put that on your website. So we had some folks that were camping out down in Smithville that came up here just to get some chocolate. So, you know, we are trying to get the word out that Smith County is a great place to visit and to live.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, go to our website. It's www.smithcountychamber.org. and sign up for the newsletter, and that way you'll know what's going on in Smith County. It's a good way to keep in touch, and we're always going to put things on there. And if you are sponsoring or holding a community event, if you'll let us know, we'll put that on the site for you.
Well, we've reached the end of our program, Billy, but we still have some important things to mention before we close for the day. So what have you got to tell these folks?
Well, I made a list here, and there's some things that are coming up here in the county that I think are going to be really interesting. Some of them are like all the way into September. Some of them are fairly recent. So you need to check the Chamber website, look on the events calendar, and see when this stuff is coming up. Kids Central Playground event is coming up. William Walton Days in September, the 28th. If you want to be involved in that, it's going to be a huge program, and we're going to be telling people more about that. Health Council is meeting this month, and that's a real good meeting to go to, especially if you want to learn about how to take better care of yourself.
That's the third Monday at noon?
I believe that's correct. Third
Here at
Monday
the
at noon.
chamber, or over at the chamber?
Over at the chamber, yeah. We're still at Living a Dream here. Let's see, Adult Leadership has a meeting. Of course, if you're involved in that, you would be coming to that. If you are not involved and want to be, you need to contact us, because we'll be forming another class here just in a short while. And then if you maybe you went to Granville. They had a genealogy festival this first of this month, and the reason I mention that is there's a lot goes on over there, and folks, we're a regional here, and we want to support those folks over there with what they're doing, because they support us, and they're really good to do that. They also had their 4th of July fireworks, which I mentioned earlier in the program, and of course we had our 4th of July fireworks actually on the 4th of July. And Emmanuel House was the one that benefited from the proceeds of that program. It started at 4, I believe. Yeah, it started at 4, and then right at dark they shot off the fireworks, and it was really phenomenal. So I hope you got to attend that. We've got some other things that are going to be coming up, but the biggest thing I'd like to leave you with is that, remember, Smith County is a beautiful place to live. We got some of the finest people in the world here, and if we can help you at the chamber, or if they can help you,
Extension Office.
UT Extension Office, if we can be of any help to you in your business to try and help you to make things better, then that's what we want to do. We have programs. Janie, a lot of people don't know this, but we've got a bank of computers. Say you want to do some training and you want to train 10, 20, 30 people in a one setting. We've got a computer bank that we can set up for you, and you can do that training, and it's absolutely free. And we come in and we'll set them up and we'll run the program for you. Like if you had, one of the factories here wanted to do training for Word or Excel, or maybe they had a program or something like that.
I need to take one of those classes myself.
Well, and we're going to be offering some of those, like Word and Excel and PowerPoint and what is the accounting software that everybody uses?
Quicken?
QuickBooks.
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 Okay.
We're going to be doing some of that. So what I'm trying to say is that we would like to help you in any aspect that we can. So you call the Smith County Chamber of Commerce, and we will put you to the right folks. And we want to thank you for being with us. This is Bill Woodard and
Janie Pettigo.
saying goodbye.
Bye, everybody.